Hello friends, welcome to series of meal sessions. Today I like to continue the MUnit sessions and in the MUnit today the topic is mock when. So we need to mock the service, right? So mocking is useful in MUnit when we try to access any external system. So external system like database or web service. So take a scenario when you are develop a flow like this. So in this flow, you are calling some external service. So this is the external service I'm calling, right? So if you take this external service, this is the external service abc.com.test. Maybe this is a service developed by your other teams or other vendor. So the thing is that service is not ready; it is under development. So to test this flow, you need to wait until that service is ready, right? So we can't wait until the service is ready. So we need to test our flow. So what you need to do is you can mock this service. Mock means you can put some placeholder type of thing, and it can simulate like your service, like your client service, and you can put some predefined response in this mock, so that is returned to this service. So this is mocking, right? So now you can test your flow, right? You can test your flow. You don't need to wait until the your client service is ready. You can test your flow putting a mock like that. That is the one of the advantage. And the second advantage is if you doing the real time testing, right, it increases the network calls, right? So to do the unit test fastly, you do to mock it, and you can assume that it is returning some response. Whatever response the original service is returning, you can define that response in the mock, and that is returned. You can test your flow more efficiently. That is second advantage, right? So here I developed the flow. I exposed it somewhere at localhost 8081, and I designed one HTTP request to uh, this service, right? And afterwards I put some logger to print whatever returning from service, and I'm writing to a file. So this is a very simple flow, and for that we implemented the test case to this flow. Okay, and this is a test case. Okay, and this flow reference is referring to this flow, right? So when this flow got executed, here I put a mock in the behavior section, right? So this mock configuration is this one. Okay. So on which event process we are mocking? We are mocking an event process HTTP request, right? To this request event processor, we placing a mock, right? And the doc ID, the unique identifier for this event process is this is the doc ID. You can see your XML file. You can find this doc ID, and once it is invoked, what should be returned? Then return you can define over here. I'm defining some predefined data. So I assume this should be returned from the service abcservice.com, right? So this is about the mocking. And what I'm doing is after mock, I'm asserting is the proper data is coming from the service or not. So usually we assert about null check. We do null check. Here I'm little bit. I know what kind of data returning, right? I'm returning is name size. So this one I'm testing in the asset. Okay, it's very simple flow. Just a simple mock a REST service, and you can mock either database or whatever. You can place a mock over here. So in this example, I'm mocking a REST service. Okay. Let me jump to the AnyPoint Studio. Let me explain the thing. So this is the mock. This is actual uh, flow. And to generate a MU test case, right click the set the flow, and right click the flow and go to MUnit and create a MUnit test suite. So I click that, so this test case is created. In that, automatically this execution section is referred to the flow, and we need to configure mock when and asset that. So this is a mock when configuration, and this doc id is the doc id of your http request. So this is http request, and this doc id, right? This is a request you're mocking, so this doc id you need to configure in the mock configuration. So I configured that doc id over here, and when it executed, when what payload it returns, that payload you need to define over here. Okay, and as I said that you need to validate the response returning from the service. So as we have marked the service is returning that one, I'm testing that. So just here in the flow, after the service, I'm logging the response coming from the service in the test, right? So we see now I'm executing the test case. So to execute the test case, right click and MUnit test suite. Okay, and it is test case is under execution. Sometimes it will take some time to perform the test case execution. So now the execution is complete. The execution is success. So what the response rating from the mock, we asset that in the set that operation, and that is also logged in the your log console, right? So this is for the mock when component. So we see on the next operation in the next session. Thank you so much for this video.